Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of An Engineer's Opinion. This week I'm going to be talking about the Steam machines. They've started to roll out now, so it'd probably be good if we went ahead and looked at them. So let's go ahead and jump over. So first up, let's actually bring you back to the actual Steam machines here, so you can find these under hardware on the Steam powered store under Steam machines. So there are three listed here. So you have the Syber Steam machine, the Alienware Steam machine, and the Zotac Steam machine. So let's start with the Alienware here. So the common trend in these guys is obviously they're all very small and they come with a Steam controller, and they have a fair number of inputs and outputs for you. So let's go through the specs here. So the Alienware guys are some of the cheapest ones here at $450, but these are also coming with a 4th gen i3. You can see down here that it's an i3 4170T, so up to 3.2 gigahertz. It doesn't say that's the boost. It doesn't say what the resting is. And then one thing to note about all of these guys is it just kind of lists this NVIDIA GeForce GTX GPU 2GB GDR5 without an actual number. And so what most people believe is this is an integrated card, and a lot of people have said it's the 86 or the 860M, which I don't have any specs for that guy, but this is probably going to be your weakest graphics wise of all of the Steam machines, but it's fairly cheap, and so it'll run most of your stuff. It's just not going to be doing the crazy 4K graphics and maxing everything like you'd probably want. And so these guys all obviously come with Steam OS, so you're stuck to Steam and everything on Steam, so you're not going to have all the windows and stuff like that. And these guys all have wireless. So let's move on to the Syber. So Syber has a little different one. See, it's orange, comes in 3 different colors. And so these guys have an i3, an i5, or an i7. And the big difference here is you get an actual card. So this one is the 750. It's got a 960, or for $1,500 you can actually get a 980. And this guy's pretty expensive, but it's not terrible. 8 gigs of memory, so it's about the same specs as the it'd be probably the same as a 650 Alienware box, but a lot better graphics. And so let's jump over to the Zotac. So the Zotac, they don't have a price listed here, but the Steam listed them at $900. And so this is probably your best all-around balanced one. It's got a 6th gen i5, and it's got a GTX 960, 8 gigs of RAM, terabyte hard drive. Pretty much all of these have had a terabyte hard drive. So it's a fairly decent box, and again, it's nice and small and comes with a Steam controller. So overall, these boxes aren't bad. They aren't the greatest, but it's a nice little dedicated small box. If you just need a little computer, you don't need a lot of power really, and a 960 is going to do you fairly well for most of your games you're playing. But you also have the option of just building your own Steam computer. So I kind of threw one together that has similar to specs as all of these Steam machines. So that guy is this one, and I'll put a link to this in the comments. And so, you know, you can see I got the i5 640. So it's going to have, this is the desktop class processor, and it's going to have a lot more power than the mobile-based chips. And then I got the 960 in here somewhere. Video card right here. So it's the 960. This was the highest rated 960, so that's the one I picked. And I went with the micro ATX and a mini tower. So the downside here is this is going to be quite a bit bigger than the actual Steam machines, but depending on your use, you may not really care. And so let's jump over to the price here. So we're looking at $650, including the Steam controller. And now you can see I don't have an operating system listed, and I don't have an optical drive. That is in parity with the Steam machines. SteamOS is free. You just go on and download it, and you can install it via a USB flash drive. And the Steam controller gives you the same functionality as the other ones because they all come with a Steam controller. So you could build your own for $650. I probably missed a couple parts you might actually need. I didn't actually check to see if that CPU cooler would actually fit in the case. It might be a little big, so you might have a couple extra dollars. You may not need a different cooler, but in that small of a case, it's good to have a cooler. So you're probably looking at an extra $20 to jump up to a water-cooled all-in-one solution. So that's just a little heat block with a external fan, and that cools your processor a lot better, and you'll have a lot better results with that. But otherwise, if you're just looking to buy a box, plug it in, and go, the Steam machines are pretty good. And that's an engineer's opinion.